Hey everyone, it's Brian, and it's Wednesday, September 23rd. Let's take a look at markets, how they've been doing this week, and where we're headed for the rest of the week. It's been a crazy day today, and you can see here from these charts, obviously, what kind of a day we had. We went out pretty close to the lows of the day on all the indexes, advancing to decline, new highs, new lows. Um, Stocks above and below the 50, all pointing pretty strongly to a bit of a bear market we're in right now. Let's see a red here. And yeah, let's dive into the indexes, just see where we've been, see where maybe we're going for the rest of the week. Start out with the transports, like I always like to do here. You can see we're definitely rolling over on the 20 moving average. And again, we didn't go down below the low of Monday, which to me is a pretty important point here. It's where on the transports, it's kind of where we broke out. It now then became an area of support, kind of came into some support again. And so we'll be watching this roughly 1100 level on the transports um, to see if it breaks there. Because if it does, we're probably going to head lower. You can see here RSI rolling over. Volume was, volume was meh. Stochastics now are below this 50 level. Generally speaking, when stochastics are below 50, any rallies are suspicious, to say the least, probably fade. So we'll see where we go from here on the transports, but I think we're going to head lower, honestly. The 10 year again, we're just chopping along in this range here, not really doing anything. And yeah, so just keeping an eye on that to see if we break up or down, because that'll have some impact on a number of indexes, sectors that we like to watch. The Dow, again, so sort of repeat session or repeat comment here. Did not lose Monday's low, but came perilously close. And as I mentioned already, went out near the low of the day. We've got the 200 moving average sitting here at about 2,630 or 26,300. So that could be an area where we get some support. Again, RSI heading lower, volume building up a bit here. Stochastics definitely showing a bit of oversold. So we could be in for a bounce here. And the small caps, this is the story of the small caps. We have finished the day at near the low of the day, down almost 3% and right on the 200-day moving average. We really need to hold here. So we'll see what kind of a day we have tomorrow. You can see here, volume was up on the day. And yeah, the small caps do not look healthy. And again, if we're going back into sort of closing down mode, shutting down mode, the small caps are going to be hurt the most, and you can see they've struggled the most to get back up to these pre-virus levels, where the Qs just blew ahead here, and you can see we've really had a blow off top since the early September, and a lot of selling here. There is a fair amount of volume action in this area here. Again, we finished near the lows of the day, did not test the low on Tuesday. Had a positive day, or Monday I should say, had a positive day on Monday. You can see here we came down, touched this 250 or 260 level, and then and finished up on the day. So the Qs definitely showed some strength, but again, now showing weakness again. So stochastics, all you can say here, we're putting in a double bottom. Maybe we're going to find some footing here tomorrow. And the SPY, same comments, out near the low of the day, didn't retest Monday's low. Volume drop, kind of average. Stochastics again, maybe we're putting in a bit of a bottoming pattern here. RSI is still heading lower, so jury's out where we go from here. I guess it'll be instructive to see what happens tomorrow. You can see here the dollar just took off, and and to a certain extent this has probably had a pretty significant impact on materials. The gold trade, of course, gold really has gotten whacked over the last 2 days. I'm glad I was out of that trade and just watching from the sidelines. Huge volume on the UUP today, which is the dollar index. Really getting into overbought territory here. Went from oversold down here to overbought up here. So dollar strength. And let's take a look at the VIX. For a day that we had today and the week we've been having so far, the VIX really has not moved very much. And people are saying, well, a lot of people had calls on, so it's sort of suppressing the price of some of the options because they're taking those positions off. So there's some selling pressure as well as buying for insurance. So it's giving a bit of a muted effect with the significance of the sell-off, and so the VIX hasn't really popped up as much as you would expect. It's either that or people are just seeing this this is a sell-off that needed to happen, and maybe we will get a bounce. Now, having said that, we are going into the election. The election for the next 2 months is going to be a roller coaster. There is no question about that. I saw another news article tonight saying about something about one of the candidates is not committing to accept the results of the election. Which, when you think about it, it's crazy. Talked about this in the trading room tonight or this afternoon. How markets like certainty, and if we get into past the election and there's no definitive result, and there's all sorts of turmoil, it's not going to be good. So I think that we're in for a bit of a roller coaster here for the next 2 months, which may make swing trading a little more challenging, to say the least. So let's get into the sectors. Pretty much everything in the red. You can see here, SPY really, SPX, SPY, S&P 500 really sold off. Everything, like, that's just going to be the story of the tape. Lots of inside or outside days here. Engulfing candles, engulfing candle. Everything, nothing was spared today. There, you can't point to one sector that ended on the green today. So XLE, energy sector, continues to be in an absolute doghouse. Stay away from that. And again, if we're shutting down, economy is going to slow down. Oil demand is going to drop. Financials again took it on the chin. Real estate taking it hard, hit hard. Just everything got whacked today. Materials really got whacked, of course, with the strong dollar. And the only positive thing you can say, maybe technology and maybe discretionaries might bounce here. So